joining me today. It's Brian Gubernick, and welcome to the No Days Off podcast, where we believe that every single day brings a new opportunity to get better. There's a bias that you are likely using every day and you don't even know about it. It's maybe wrecking how you lead, it's maybe distorting how you invest, it could be poisoning how you communicate in relationships. Daniel Kahneman called it WYSIATI. It's an acronym. It's a very long acronym. It stands for what you see is all there is. And if you don't understand it, you'll keep making decisions based on incomplete data that actually feels complete. In today's episode, it's going to be a short, direct message. It's designed to make you more dangerous in life and in business. So let's talk around this WYSIATI acronym. What you see is all there is. Here's what it means. Your brain, especially when it's working fast, it tries to create a complete story out of whatever limited information is in front of you. And once that story feels true, you stop questioning it. Now, clearly, there's a problem there. You only had part of the picture. So, for example, you see someone cancel 2 meetings in a row and you assume that they're flaky. Or you hear one negative comment from your partner or even your boss, let's say, and you assume your job's on the line or the company's on the line. Or maybe you watch the market drop, stock market drop, and you think it's time to sell. These are scenarios where this WYSIATI acronym is at work. What you see is all there is. Your brain creates confidence out of thin air. It's based on what's visible, but not necessarily around what's true. Let's go through some real world examples, these things that we talk about here at No Days Off. Let's say leadership. You hear a team member speak up with resistance in a meeting of yours. And your brain starts to fill in the blanks. Oh, they're not bought in, or maybe even they're a problem. But the truth is, maybe they just had a bad morning. Maybe they're actually more engaged than you think, and they just need clarity. If you treat what you're initially seeing as truth, you lose potentially a really solid teammate by just misreading incomplete behavior. If you're investing, let's say the market drops 4%, which is a huge drop, and your gut says, get out. You're reacting to what's visible, but not factoring in long-term trends, not factoring in your time horizon or how emotional bias shows up, especially in moments of volatility. You don't see the full history. You just feel what's going on right now. Again, that's the what you see is all there is in motion. It's a fast way. It's a really fast way to sabotage your long-term wealth. How about relationships? Let's say your significant other or your partner sitting there quiet at dinner. Your brain starts storytelling. Oh, they're mad, or gosh, something's wrong. The reality is maybe they're just tired. If you believe the story your mind builds on limited info without asking, without pausing, you create distance out of assumption. Again, that's the what you see is all there is mentality, and it ruins a lot of good relationships. Lastly, let's talk about personal growth, something we chat around here at No Days Off. You read one book, you listen to one podcast, and suddenly you feel like you know the whole topic. I'm probably guilty of this from time to time. So what do? You stop digging, you stop being curious. But the reality is, the truth is, that was just the surface. See, you've tricked yourself into believing you've arrived when maybe you're only 10% of the way there. If you fall for it, you're going to cap your growth, no question about it. So how do you stave this off? How do you fight this trap, the what you see is all there is mentality? I think first you got to ask, what's missing? What's missing? Before you decide, ask yourself, what don't I see yet? What don't I see yet? Great decision makers are curious before they're certain. Let's just think through one of the examples I just gave you. Let's say your partner is sitting there quiet at dinner. Before you react, ask what's missing. What don't I see yet? Number two, slow down big choices. See, what you see is all there is. That mentality, it thrives in speed. That's the system one that Daniel Kahneman talks about in Thinking Fast and Slow. Use your system two, the slower, more rational side of your brain, especially for very key choices. If it matters, make sure you pause before you react, before you pounce. Again, going back to the partner sitting there silently, slow down. You could say something and set something off that you had no intention of doing just by making a false judgment. And then number three, get outside perspective. Talk to people who see what you don't. Challenge your own narrative. Build a circle that doesn't just agree, right? Build a circle that doesn't just agree with you. Going back to this simple example, if someone's sitting there quiet and you think, oh, they must be mad or they must be upset, challenge that narrative. Gosh, what do I know that went on during their day? Is there a possibility that there's a lot more to this? Slow it down and ask yourself more questions. Ask what's missing. Make sense? The world is a lot more complex than what we all see. What you see is absolutely not all there is. Yes, sometimes you may be right, but usually on the surface, that's not what's really going on. You've got to dig more internally or maybe externally by asking questions. The faster you understand that, the smarter, the stronger, the more effective you become. And that's in your relationships, in your business, and of course, in your life. So here's my challenge for you today. Okay. Today, or even this week, I want you to catch yourself in one of these WYSIATI moments, the what you see is all there is moment. And when you catch yourself, I want you to stop. I want you to question it, and then I want you to ask, what don't I see yet? See, that one pause could save you from a bad investment or a bad hire or a broken conversation. It can make a world of difference. Again, sometimes you got to slow down, ask more questions in order to speed up. If this episode made some sense to you, if it hits home, I want you to share it with someone who moves fast and thinks big. And then maybe need to slow down from time to time, at least long enough to avoid this trap. That's all I have for you today, the No Days Off podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, every single day brings a new opportunity to get better. So let's get after it.